details as regards to ESL and the ECA and some of the clubs that have been part of this. Also, some updates as regards transfer stories, like we were trying to do in the morning. And then also, we'll be talking about some more Nigerian players abroad. Yes, there's some information about a couple of them. It's just going around and around like that. But we are here ready to keep you locked on with all the juicy updates coming from the world of sports. Well, will it happen? Will it not? Cristiano Ronaldo joining Paris Saint Germain, Kylian Mbappe moving over to Real Madrid. Will it happen? I don't know. But it looks like gets stronger and stronger these days. My name is Victor Makefa, and with me is the sports evangelist.
Well, good afternoon, Nigeria. Good to be back in the studio once again to start with the latest in the world of sports. Just like Victor said, so much to talk about it right there in the world of sports. All about transfer for players. Abraham moving straight to Italy, and the GM or the CEO of Juventus, Agnelli, is seriously furious about what is going on. Victor, I don't know if you observed that the Italian Serie A has lost three key players this season, and the 3 out of 4 players that won the award last season has left the Italian Serie A. Lukaku left, Gigi Donnarumma left the team, and one other guy too also left the Italian Serie A. So what is going on with the Italian Serie A? But before we talk about that, Victor, I need to talk about this happening right there on the foreign, in the local scene. We have to talk about the Nigerian Volleyball Cup because about
Yeah.
an hour ago, the Nigerian Volleyball Federation invited 30 players to camp ahead of the 2021 African Volleyball Championship that will be coming up in Kigali, Rwanda. Victor, a lot of things happening in Rwanda, Kigali. I don't know if you observed in the last 1 year, we saw bar competition in Kigali. Afro Basket will be coming up in Kigali. It will be starting next week. And also, we are having volleyball championship coming up in Kigali also. A lot of competitions right there in Kigali. So the volleyball will be there. The Nigeria Volleyball Federation, 30 players to camp. And that camp will be coming up in Kaduna. So let's hope the Nigeria will go in there and get the job done, because that is the most important thing, at least for Nigeria. Now let's talk about wrestling. The morning we talk about Bayesa and the governor, Doyen Didiri. The man has done it again, because we now have, about 2 hours ago, he gave 4 million naira to Blessing Oburu Dudu for doing well for at the Olympics. Oburu Dudu won silver medal, and he gave her 4 million naira as a gift. Oburu Dudu was from Bayelsa State, and the governor has been the one supporting her all along. So you have to say kudos to the governor, doing the right thing. Recall that yesterday he gave 1 million naira to each player from Bayelsa United and Bayelsa Queen, and 1.3 to the backroom staff. But Victor, like I normally say, that it is not better for us to package the players, package their bonus very well, than to do all these things after the championship.
I don't know. I don't know. We get to pick all these things, but like we said before the start, it was somehow for us when we saw that these guys actually just picked a few weeks or days before the start of this, before adopting some of these athletes, and we know how it is.
Can't really see the impact, feel the impact of the adoptions.
Well, you can't because it's just a short time. There's no space for them to be engineered to practice. It's just a short time before the adoption, and they were hopeful. The preparation was not really geared to the standard levels of application. So we cannot just say we expect this and we are getting this immediately from them. That's just the truth. We only want to deceive ourselves if we think that they will just go ahead and give us optimal performance out there. It's just what
Victor,
it
let's
is.
move for that. Let's talk about what is going on, what will be happening tomorrow in Nairobi, Kenya World Under 20 Championship. And the AFM president, I'm talking about Tonobo Koko, has said they are in high spirit. They are really ready to actually represent Nigeria and go beyond what they achieve in Tokyo. Favor of really led Nigeria, which is also there, led Nigerian contingent to the event. And also we have a Brumer brother, Gogsin Brumer, is also part of the team going to Nairobi, Kenya. And for me, I don't think the matter in the AFN is yet solved. But
I don't think so
yeah,
either.
we have people are saying now that the World Athletics Championship Federation has adopted or has agreed with the election of Tonobo Okowa as the head and the AFN president. But another correspondent I got about an hour ago again said that World Athletics said they are still looking at the two elections. But I don't know what is going on in Nigerian media space, saying that the Tonobo Kokowa led board has been endorsed by the World Athletics. But finger crossed to see how the also will pan out at the end of the day. But it's not really too good for the image of Nigerian athletics. That is what affected the performance of the team going to Tokyo. Now we could not put on Puma jersey, we could not use the Puma kit, and only for us to see our one of our athletes washing the kit, the one kit that he has to just for him to participate. Victor, I don't know. That's why I love football. FIFA will not allow you get to this level. They will never allow you get to this level. You get the hammer, so they will.
I don't even understand it. Well, let's just leave it. Let's just leave these things.
Yes,
Really, let's just
sometimes
because
sometimes really have to. The reason why we have to talk about this is because of our audience, our listeners. They rely on us for all these information. They rely on us for all these facts and figures. Because if you continue allow all the stories to lie, then then what is the reason why we are here? I think
we
we
are
really have to let
feeding
them know.
them, but I'm just is there an investigation? Is there a true inquest into these details? Is there someone who's going to get the fall for it? No, it just keeps happening in circles, and uh, I'm frustrated and tired about this whole thing because we talk about it. These people know, but what is the end result?
Yeah, but
Is
the
there any
bottom,
action?
the bottom line is you just have to keep on talking about it. We can't just ignore everything and allow this thing go wrong. Sometimes because we talk about it, it's still find a way of doing the right thing. Look at the case of AFN. It's not really helping Nigeria. Yeah, that is just it. Because if we are not talking about it, other people will go out there and look at the case of AFN I mentioned now. A lot of people are out there in the media serving a lot of people with all sorts of wrong informations, but forgetting that a certain Guso is still hanging him somewhere there. That's why I say it's not possible at FIFA level. FIFA will slam you immediately. Then you go back again and do the right thing. Remember the case of Giwa and Amadi Pini. FIFA will come hard on you and it will force you to do the right thing. Yes, they might do it in a way that will not favor you at the end of the day, but at the same time, we really have to do the right thing, Victor. We can't continue this way. It's not too good. If we want to opt out sports outrightly, let we opt out of sport outrightly instead of going out there and disgrace ourselves. But Victor, another thing I want us to talk about the case of Samuel Kalu. Yeah, I want to mention it in the morning. On Sunday, that will be the second time Samuel Kalu will collapse. I think it's the right time for Samuel Kalu to sit down and have a rethink about his career.
Well, I think to be honest, when I heard the news, I was feeling somehow about it. You know, the thing that surprised me most was not even that he collapsed. It was that the doctors, knowing this history, allowed him to go back on the pitch and play for a few more minutes
Before it was changed in the 14th
before he
minute.
was changed in the 14th minute. Like he had barely started the game, he collapsed, medical attention was given to him, and then you allow him straight on the pitch again. If it had been that the game had been going far off and you felt maybe it was some extreme conditions and then the energy that he has, immersed into it. But it's just the start of the game and it already was looking like that. I just felt they should have just rested him from that
Yeah,
moment.
and according to the report this morning, they said he has been discharged from the hospital. And said he's fine. He was only feeling dizzy going into that game. Yes, what I understand is the pressure and the intensity during the
And yeah,
preseason.
I
But
also
at the
heard.
same time, Victor, this is the second time. We saw what happened
I,
in 2019 in Egypt.
Yeah, and I also heard that they are saying something about he's allergic to intense heat and all of that. I mean, you can pinpoint all these things, but this is the
And
second
that's why I think this
occurrence.
guy really have to sit down and have everything. Somebody was arguing with me yesterday that no, he has to continue play. I said we saw the case of Lilian Thuram. Similar thing happened. He collapsed twice, and the doctor advised him to stop playing immediately, and he stopped. Yes, I can agree that Lilian Thuram went far. Actually, won the World Cup for France in 1998, won the Euro 2000, won the Competitions Cup. A lot of laurels for Lilian Thuram to show. But at the same time, Lilian Thuram is still alive now. He has his son playing for Borussia Mönchengladbach presently. I think someone can really have to sit down and have a rethink. There's life after football. That is just it. But
Well,
it's
I
not.
just I just hope that
For me,
maybe
it's taking a
if it
risk.
is something that they can work on to help him play, like all these devices that he can play with that will
Defibrillator, just like
monitor.
that one they give to,
Daily Blind has something that's happening
and
with his
also
heart.
and also this guy too, Ericsson.
Ericsson
But at the
is
same
bad.
time, for me, it's that time. Is it more for you to play football?
Well,
For
if it's their
there are,
passion,
yes, there are a lot of things you can do aside around football too, because it's a big risk. Continue to play, Victor. It's a football will continue. That is just it.
well,
I remember the case of McVivian Foe. He died on the field. Cameroon, they completed the game. They still play in the final. Cameroon football in New they are still alive to today. They are still playing. So football will continue. You really have to find a way of at least saving your own life first I think it's that time for Samuel Kalu to have a sit to have to sit down and have a rethink about his
Yeah.
career because this is the second time. It's a big risk. Victor, try to move forward. Maybe we should go abroad straight away because of our time.
All right, let's move abroad and let's talk about transfers because that's the first port of call. Well, this is one for Chelsea fans. I don't know if they are hoping that this guy will become another Romelu Lukaku, but AS Roma have signed striker Tammy Abraham from Chelsea for £34 million on a 5-year deal, and he's going to be getting the number 9 jersey. That's quite huge. This is one player who I think he maybe waited to win all the trophies or get all the medals like he could get. They
I think they
count it
won.
now.
I think they won Champions League Super Cup.
Yeah, he's part of the team,
And
whether you like it or not.
is it part of is it part of the Europa League team? You know, they won it under Sarri. I don't think it's there.
Was
No,
it?
no, 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 no. It wasn't.
I think it was at Aston
It
Villa at
was
that
in the
time.
championship that time.
It was at Aston Villa at that time.
But he won
But
Champions League, the Super
he's
Cup
won the Champions League. He's won. I mean, come on,
for
man.
him. But
Well,
well, he
but
can still come back. He netted 30 goals for Chelsea in 82 appearances.
now they have a buyback clause here, £68 million. If
Victor, I
If it
doubt it.
happens.
If this guy will be able to come back, yeah, he can make it big in Italy simply because of the pace of Italy. I think the problem with Abraham is just that his inability to be able to take on defenders. That is just it.
but not all strikers are the same. Not everyone.
Yes, I agree,
possesses the same.
but for me, in a modern day football, in England, in Spain, as a striker, you be able to take on defenders. That is the only advantage this guy had ahead of him. I'm talking about Timo Werner, the pace and his ability to take on defenders. That is
But
just
for what it's worth, in limited time, in the last couple of years that he's been at Chelsea, he's been sort of their highest goal scorer.
last season. I think Timo Werner actually got his goal record.
Did
For
he-
me,
over all the competitions or in the Premier League, though?
my brother, he has been with Chelsea for how many years? Like 2 or 3 years, and he scored 30 goals. Look at the returns. 30
But
goals.
he's barely gotten game time. If you look at the number of games he's played,
My brother,
might
let me
want to
tell you
say-
something about this team that you are looking at. Either Chelsea, either Manchester United. They have had a player in the past that has set a standard. So anybody that is going in there must be able to
Chelsea
meet up.
standards with
They
strikers.
need somebody. They need somebody that will get close to the level of Didier Drogba.
But how many?
It's-
I
okay,
mean,
look at-
the same Didier Drogba. We had him score 5, 8, 11
yes.
goals in
The
some
first-
campaigns.
the first season he played for Chelsea is netted 12. But if after that time, he begin to score regularly. I think if you look at Manchester United, for instance, they need someone that will get to the at least level of Rooney. So anybody that is going in there as a striker must be able to live up to at least 50%. The moment you don't get to that level, they will never recognize you. That is the problem. Okay, look at Man City now. If anybody is going in there, that person must be able to at least get to a certain level that can look, okay, this guy can return 20 goals per season. If you can't return 20 goals, EPL is a very different competitions. For you to win EPL, you need 3 players that will return at least 20 goals per season.
Okay. Well,
I think he has tried his best.
Tammy
30
Abraham
goals.
is gotten loan spells at Bristol City, Swansea City, and Aston Villa, and he struck a deal with them. After
He's supposed to travel last week because of the Super Cup. Okay, let me win this one first.
he did, and then he played. He was part of the squad that were out there for the opening weekend of the season in the
Yeah, he
PL.
dressed for that game.
Yeah, and so well, now it's a chain of reactions actually because it started from Chelsea, it's ending with Chelsea and Roma. Now Inter Milan got Lukaku, and they got him over to Chelsea. Then they replaced Lukaku with Edin Dzeko, who was at Roma, and then Roma went ahead to get Tammy Abraham.
So we did 3 clubs.
Yeah, just those 3 clubs. And
Did you know that if certain Ronaldo actually asked Chelsea about Tammy Abraham?
yeah,
When he
so,
gets into Barcelona.
so ahead. I don't know what the force is if they cannot
don't
stick
know.
with. I mean, also, you have a bright weight, and then you want to go for. Well, I don't know.
That's to tell you that something is wrong with Ronaldo.
Something
I
is
don't know
wrong.
either Ronaldo or Barcelona.
I think
I don't even know.
they'll have issues.
They
They'll
have
have
issues.
issues.
They
If
have
they're hoping I will get lower wages than Martin Brightway, I think they're mistaken. But hey, come on.
I see Barcelona as a better player.
Brightway is more all round. He's more all round,
Definitely.
and he can
He can
actually
play from the wings.
he can play.
down.
He can help the play of the players they have presently in that setup. Antoine Griezmann, Memphis Depay, who likes to get into the forward positions. Also, I think it's quite good for them. And the last thing I'll be talking about in this one is the buyback clause cannot be triggered until Tammy Abraham has completed 2 seasons with AS Roma. Let's move on away from there. There are other transfer rumors that we are seeing abound, and it looks like Paris Saint-Germain are looking to offer Paul Pogba a deal worth about £510,000 per week as they try to secure him on the free transfer next summer.
I think United need to act fast on Pogba.
Do
Other
they?
if they want him to stay. But for me, if I have my way, I think I will sell off the Drogba. I will sell off Pogba.
Well, they're still getting some image money from
Yes,
Pogba.
if you look at him last weekend, made 4 assists, no problem. But can he continue like that? Can he keep up with the pace?
Well, I think for a club like Manchester United, it's not just about the performance on the pitch. I think the revenue they get from the shares.
Presently, let me lie to you. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fail to win a trophy this season, they will sack him.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
You know what? That is just the truth. Because look at it. Okay, Chelsea sacked Lampard last season, brought in Thomas Tuchel, and they have 2 trophies to show for their efforts. I think they have actually give this man an opportunity. They give him time to actually turn things around. United is a winning club. They win trophies. That is just it. You have to, okay, last season, just you were in the final of the Europa League and you went ahead to go and lose to Villarreal.
Well, thanks to.
No.
All right, moving on. We have Harry Kane hoping that Manchester City will make a British record fresh bid to sign him, and City are determined to push ahead with the efforts to sign him. Despite Sports repeatedly saying they are not willing to sell the 28-year-old. We have always said these things, but the last part is that City are set to end their interest in Harry Kane if Tottenham are unwilling to agree a deal this summer. And then Tottenham players, from reports, are likely to support Harry Kane as he continues to look for a way out of the club. Now, this whole thing, it looks like what do I call it now? Because I feel if City are ready, if they are really willing, the club has told them what they are demanding.
The bottom line is that City need to buy Harry Kane because the guy is just a missing link in their team.
Are you sure it's just the only missing link?
Yeah. I think the team has a problem, but with Harry Kane, they can actually get something out this season.
Okay.
I'm not saying them winning the league, but I want them against Tottenham Hotspur. If they get Harry Kane to that team, yes, they will still the fear factor will be there. But at the same time, if you really look at them, I think if I have my way, I can't even advise my enemy to play for Tottenham Hotspur. Not because of anything. Anytime you want to move, go and check it. Gary Bale, Luka Modric. If you want to,
it always gets very hard. Unless you're a Eric Lamela that they are trying to get some other player for. Yeah, Jordan Henderson at Liverpool is 31 years old and then he's having an agreement in principle.
I think look, I tell you, I've signed for Juventus.
Yeah, Juventus, he signed a deal with Juventus.
Yeah,
now.
I was laughing when I was talking about getting Locatelli. I was just laughing. So
they thought they would get that guy.
I see Champions League and now come and play for
like playing with the biggest club in Italy, and then I'm going to a mid-table club in England. Well, Henderson, like I was saying, it's reached an agreement in principle to sign a new long-term contract with the club. Long-term contract, 31-year-old Jordan Henderson. Let's see what comes out of this one. And this one looks huge also. Manchester United alerted to the suggestion that both Juventus and Cristiano Ronaldo are said to be working on an exit plan.
Yeah, if United can get Cristiano Ronaldo, just make me your number 9. That is just
well, there's that.
Get him, make him that.
So what happens to the likes of Anthony Martial?
Forget, you know what?
Listen, Greenwood.
After that game against Leeds United on Saturday, a lot of people are talking about United, talking about the title, whatever. And I was saying that United will not get the title this season unless they sign strikers, a reliable goal scorer.
But Edison Cavani is there.
Forget Edison Cavani. Cavani cannot score 15 this season. Mark my word. He cannot return 15 goals.
In the league?
You know the issue is just that.
In the league or overall?
Let me tell you, in the league. Let me tell you something. All these clubs you look at, the moment transfer window closes, a lot of things will change. All these players are seeing their performance now. Everything will just palm and begin to imagine what is going on here. Look at the performance of Greenwood on Saturday. Look at the way he plays. But let the transfer window closes, then you know that all these players, their mentality, everything about them will change. All of them are trying to put in effort because they don't want to go. They don't want to leave. They want to be in part. They want to be part of it. Let the Champions League start now. You know.
All right. Well, talking about Manchester United still, Amad Diallo, the Ivory Coast winger, might just be going on loan to Sheffield United, according to reports.
Yeah, we now have Jadon Sancho in there, so no playing time. Sancho is in there.
I think if they want to loan, maybe, just maybe, I think
maybe to Norwich City.
Not even him. I feel this player should be let to stay because of his creativity and let Daniel James go.
I don't think this guy can make the United team.
I think he can be backup.
Yeah, but no, forget it. You know this guy needs to play regularly. For me, I just compare him to Billy Gilmore. go to a club where you get to play regularly.
That's another angle.
Look at Mason Mount. Everybody's talking about Mason Mount now. Mount
Went on loan to Derby.
Went on loan to Utrecht in Holland. Look at him today. Look at Chaloba. All these players, they need to move out on loan, go out and learn, go and play regularly.
I was thinking maybe if he gets the place to step up.
Now, just is thinking about bringing back Billy Gilmore to replace Jorginho or Matthew Kovacic. Well, already they have a replacement. That's what they are doing. I think United to Amad Diallo, let him go, but don't support him going to Sheffield United in the second division. No, let him stay with either Norwich City or Leeds United in the EPL. Let him
to get regular playing time and
let him feel the heat in the EPL
of the Premier League.
That is something. Let him feel the heat.
Well, Daniel James, I don't know what to make of that.
I don't know. But when he first arrived, played well for some time. Just sell him off.
I don't think, for me personally, Daniel James is not first team. I think he's more of a squad player. One of those players that you bring in some of those games, not starting every game.
Let him just go to Burnley to go and play. That is, let him go to Burnley to go and just play. Maybe Everton,
Burnley, Newcastle,
just clubs like that.
And then there's Jesse Lingard also, who has received a boost right there. West Ham United are having hopes of signing him. Manchester United have dropped the asking price to around £20 million, according to reports. But the manager has said he's keen on keeping this guy because of squad depth this season.
No, but it's illegal to play regularly. He wants to go back to the English national team. He needs to play. But Victor, there's one thing I want other clubs to learn. I don't know how they are doing in Chelsea. They sold 2 players to Italy this season and they got 50 million. Fikayo Tomori, and they got over 50 million. They got Tomori to AC Milan for 28 million. And this Tammy Abraham for 34. How are they doing it? I keep on asking myself, how are they doing it? 34, 28. Wow. I can assure you that no club in the EPL can pay 34 for Tammy Abraham.
Are you sure? Because I mean,
Tammy Abraham wants to join us now.
Well, Tammy Abraham is definitely bigger than the likes of what's his name now? Jordan Ibe or what's his name? What's the name? Dominic Solanke.
But Tammy Abraham has
Ryan Brewster.
But Tammy Abraham has the intention of staying in England. He wants to join Arsenal.
I know you want.
And Jesse said 40 million. Another day we can't pay 40 million. And he also offer 34.
I don't know, but for me, I think he can still get a deal like that at some club if they are good enough. Because I mean, if some clubs could pay about 20 million for Ryan Brewster from Liverpool, they paid over 20 million for Dominic Solanke and co. I don't know about that.
I'm not talking about the negotiation power of Chelsea. 2 players to see are £42 million.
All right, we'll be looking at all those things and how they turn out at the end of the day. That's that for us on transfers and all these other stories that we have seen making the rounds. I think we have dealt a lot with football today. Quick bit of news where we have Commonwealth Games. There is Kati Sadea, named as the first female chief executive. Yes, she's a Commonwealth Games medalist and an Olympian. She's from New Zealand. She's been appointed as the first female chief executive of the Commonwealth Games Federation. She's currently the general manager of women's rugby at World Rugby. She will be playing a leading role at the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games. Remember that David Gravenberg stepped down from the role in February after 7 years. And now we have Sadler, who is 57. She actually did compete in synchronized swimming at the 1984 Olympics, won bronze at the 1986 Commonwealth Games. And she's talking about being delighted to take up the role at a very exciting time for the Commonwealth sports movement. About the ESL, 9 clubs that abandoned Breakaway League retain ECA membership. That's one thing we brought in the morning. All right, thank you very much for joining us for today's edition of this beautiful show called the Solid Sports right here, T Solid Radio. Thank you very much. Remember, you can always listen to us anywhere in the world by logging on to www.tsolid.tv or by downloading the T Solid app. Anywhere you can get to find it. My name remains Victor Makefa, and then of course the sport evangelist was here with me. Tomorrow morning will come your way. Have a wonderful time.
But the crazy runs, the tactics, the goals, the insights, the analysis.
For family, I've been in England before. I expect him to do better when it comes to area prowess.
The substitution, the drama. Join Solid Sports
Mondays to Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Log on to T Solid TV and get the solid updates in the world of sports.
Welcome to the Crosby Show.
Free music on mdundo.com.
celebration, celebration.